They're taking my house over a drone. A toy drone weighs less than a house get. I flew it in my backyard 3 times. And now the HOA says I owe $25,000. Pay in 30 days or lose everything. The woman who did this, Patricia Vanderbilt, mid-50s. Blonde bob, pink blazer, HOA president for 12 years. She smiled when she handed me the violation. I've destroyed 16 families who wouldn't obey, she whispered. You'll be number 17. But Patricia made one fatal mistake. I'm not just a homeowner, I'm an Air Force drone operator, combat trained, 4,000 flight hours. I've mapped enemy compounds and documented war crimes from 20,000 feet. And when I pointed my camera at her $1 million mansion, I found her secret. An illegal construction project she's been hiding. No permits. No inspections, worth $87,000 in violations. What I did next destroyed her empire, landed her in federal prison, and changed state law forever. The revenge, legendary. Stay until the end because the courtroom scene will give you chills. Drop a comment, where in the world are you watching this? I want to see how far this story travels. I pull into the driveway at 4:37 p.m. on a Tuesday. 18 months overseas, combat rotations, classified missions, flying Reaper drones over hostile territory while people tried to kill me from the ground, and now I'm home, Pinewood Estates, modest ranch house, white siding. Black shutters, American flag on the porch, cost me every penny I saved. But it's mine. I step out of my truck. The air smells like fresh-cut grass and barbecue smoke. Suburban America, everything I fought for, everything I missed. I walk around back. My yard needs work. Fence needs staining. Roof has storm damage from last month's hail. Shingles missing on the south corner. I need to document it. Insurance claim, repairs, so I grab my drone from the garage. DJI Mini 3. Weighs 249 grams, less than a smartphone, quieter than a ceiling fan, registered with the FAA, completely legal. I power it on, controllers sync, battery full. The drone lifts off my palm. Smooth, silent, rising above my fence line, I angle it toward the roof. The camera activates 4,000 video, crystal clear. I can see every missing shingle, every damaged vent, perfect documentation. For 3 minutes I fly. Staying below 400 feet. Never leaving my property line, following every federal regulation I've memorized. Then I land it. Mission complete. I'm packing up the controller when a shadow falls across my yard. I turn. A woman stands at my fence line. Mid-S, blonde hair cut in a sharp bob, wearing a red blazer and white pants. Arms crossed, face like carved granite. She's holding a leather-bound notebook, clutching it like a weapon. That needs to stop. Her voice could cut glass. Now, I straighten up, military posture kicks in automatically. Excuse me, the drone, that's a violation of community standards. I'm Patricia Vanderbilt. HOA president. I keep my voice respectful, professional. Ma'am, I'm Jake Mitchell. I just moved in last week. The drone is FAA registered and I'm operating within federal aviation guidelines. I don't care about federal anything. She steps closer to the fence. Her eyes are ice blue, predator eyes. This is MY neighborhood. We have standards, rules, and you just broke one. She thrusts a paper through the fence slats. I take it, read it. Violation Notice Rule 47B. No aerial surveillance devices permitted, fine, $500 due, 48 hours. My jaw clenches. This rule, when was this added? Last month, emergency board session. I wasn't a resident last month. I wasn't notified. Ignorance isn't an excuse. Patricia's smile is surgical. You have 48 hours to pay or the fine doubles, and if you fly that thing again, we'll pursue foreclosure. The word hits me like a punch, foreclosure. Over a legal drone in my own yard. You can't foreclose over this. Read your CC and RS, Mr. Mitchell. The HOA has broad enforcement authority. We've removed 16 families who couldn't follow simple rules. She leans in. I can see her foundation makeup, smell her perfume, expensive, overwhelming. You'll be number 17 if you don't comply. She walks away. Heels clicking on the sidewalk. Perfect posture, queen of her little kingdom. I stand there holding the violation notice. My hands are shaking, not from fear, from rage. I've flown combat missions in Afghanistan, taken fire from enemy positions, watched friends die, and now I'm being threatened by a suburban tyrant over an $800 hobby drone. I look down at the notice again. Rule 47B added last month. Emergency session. Something's wrong here, something's very wrong. I walk inside. The violation notice sits on my kitchen counter, glowing like a threat. I can't sleep that night because Patricia Vanderbilt just made a mistake. She threatened a man who's trained to find targets, document evidence, and eliminate threats. She has no idea what she just started. Morning comes, I'm already awake, coffee's cold, laptop open. Documents spread across my kitchen table. I'm pulling up every piece of paper I signed at closing. The CC and R's bylaws, HOA regulations, meeting minutes. I read every word. Page 47, there it is. Rule 47B, no aerial surveillance devices permitted on any property within Pinewood Estates. Effective date, September 12th. 17 days before I closed on this house. I dig deeper, find the meeting minutes. Emergency session called by HOA President Patricia Vanderbilt. Attendees, Patricia Vanderbilt, Carol Henderson, Brad Henderson. 3 people, 3 votes. No community input. No notices sent to homeowners. They passed this rule in secret. I lean back, stare at the ceiling. Why would Patricia suddenly ban drones? This is a quiet neighborhood. Nobody flies them. I've seen 0 hobbyists. No complaints in previous meeting minutes. So why now? I open Google Earth, type in Patricia's address, her house loads, colonial style, massive, sits on the biggest lot in the subdivision, pool, tennis court, gazebo, and something else. I zoom in on the satellite image. It's dated 3 months ago. There's new construction in her backyard. A building, large, maybe 800 square feet, attached to her pool area, a pool house. I switch to street view, drive past her property virtually. The structure's visible from certain angles. New siding, fresh paint, professional construction. I pull up county permit records, search her address. Nothing, no permits filed, no inspections scheduled, no variance requests. I search her property tax records. The square footage hasn't changed. No updates, no additions reported. Patricia Vanderbilt built a massive structure without permits. That's a code violation, serious one. Could be tens of thousands in fines if the county finds out. Then it clicks. She banned drones because she doesn't want anyone seeing her illegal construction from the air. This isn't about rules, it's about hiding crimes. My phone buzzes. Email notification. From Pinewood Estates HOA subject. Second notice, violation number 2024-847. I open it. Your violation fine has increased to $1,000 due to non-payment. You have 24 hours to remit payment or face additional penalties, including legal action and potential foreclosure proceedings. $1,000. For flying a legal drone in my yard, I close my laptop. Stand up, walk to the window. Patricia's house is visible 3 streets over, that massive colonial. The illegal pool house hidden in the back. She thinks she has power. She thinks she's untouchable, but she just made a tactical error. She escalated against someone who knows how to fight back. I grab my keys, my truck, my printouts of FAA regulations and property law. I'm going to try one more time to resolve this like adults. Face to face, diplomat to tyrant. If she backs down, this ends peacefully. If she doesn't, then I go to war. I drive to her house. The colonial fortress at the end of the cul-de-sac. Park in front, walk up the stone pathway, ring the doorbell, 10 seconds pass, the door opens, Patricia stands there, pink blazer this time, blonde bob perfect, lipstick fresh. She looks like she's about to host a garden party, her smile is cold. Mr. Mitchell, how unexpected, we need to talk. I don't think we do. She starts to close the door. I put my hand on the frame, not aggressive. Just firm, ma'am, I'm trying to resolve this respectfully. My drone is legal, registered, I'm operating within all federal guidelines. I hold up my printouts, FAA regulations, property rights law, case precedents. Patricia doesn't even glance at them. Those mean nothing here. The HOA supersedes federal law within our community. I blink. That's not how law works. Are you arguing with me? Her voice drops, ice cold. I'm trying to understand. You're trying to disrespect me. She steps onto the porch. Closer. I can smell her perfume again, see the anger in her eyes. I've been HOA president for 12 years, 12. Do you know how many people have tried to challenge me? I'm not challenging. 16 families, all gone, foreclosed, evicted, destroyed. Her smile widens. You'll be number 17. The threat hangs between us. My jaw clenches. Every muscle in my body wants to react, but I stay calm, controlled. I'm not removing anything. My drone is legal. Patricia steps even closer. You have no idea who you're dealing with. My husband is an attorney. My brother sits on the county planning commission. My best friend's husband is a judge. Her voice is a hiss now. You're a nobody, a renter who thinks he owns something. I will bury you. She slams the door. The sound echoes down the street. I stand on her porch, hands shaking, not from fear, from rage. This woman just declared war. 48 hours later, my mailbox explodes, not literally, but it might as well have. Violation notices, 7 of them. All dated the same day. I rip them open standing in my driveway. Violation number 1, lawn height exceeds community standard by 0.3 inches. Fine, $250. I walk to my lawn. Pull out my phone, measure with an app, 2.7 inches. Exactly within the 2.5 to 3-inch range specified in the bylaws. She's lying. Violation number 2. Refuse containers visible from street for 17 minutes past collection time. Fine, $150. I took my trash bins in at 6:04 p.m. Collection happens at 5:30 p.m. That's 34 minutes. Not 17 minutes past anything. More lies. Violation number 3, vehicle parked at improper angle in driveway. Fine, $200. My truck parked in my own driveway, straight, level, legal. Violation number 4. Window coverings non-compliant color. Fine $400. My blinds, beige. The bylaws specify neutral tones. Beige is literally the definition of neutral. I read through the rest. Mailbox damaged, it's not. Front door unapproved color, it's black standard color. Garden hose improperly stored, it's on a reel in my garage. Total fines $2,000, plus the original drone violation $1,000. $3,000 total. For existing, my phone rings, I don't recognize the number. Hello? Mr. Mitchell, this is David Brennan, attorney at law. I'm calling regarding your HOA dispute. Hope flares. Did someone refer you? No, I'm calling on behalf of Pinewood Estates HOA. We're prepared to file a lien against your property if payment isn't received within 7 days. The hope dies. You're Patricia's attorney. I represent the HOA, yes, I'd advise you to pay immediately. Legal fees will be added to your balance, currently $3,000. But that increases daily. These violations are fraudulent, that's your opinion. The HOA has photographic evidence, testimony from board members. You can appeal, but appeals cost $500 and take 90 days, during which fines continue to accrue. My hand tightens on the phone. This is extortion. This is enforcement. 7 days, Mr. Mitchell. He hangs up. I stand in my driveway. Violation notices scattered at my feet. I call an attorney, real one, not Patricia's. Thompson and Associates Civil Litigation. The consultation costs $350. The lawyer's name is Richard Thompson. Late 60s, tired voice. I explain everything. The drone, the fake violations, Patricia's threats. He listens, then sighs. Mr. Mitchell, I'm going to be honest. HOAs have broad authority in this state. Fighting them costs more than complying. Most people just pay. These fines are lies. Doesn't matter. Burden of proof is on you. You need to photograph your property, timestamp everything. Hire experts to testify. Court costs alone would be $10,000 minimum, and you'd probably lose. So I just let her steal from me. I'm not saying it's right, I'm saying it's reality. He pauses. Pay the fines, sell the house. Move somewhere without an HOA. I hang up, sit in my truck, stare at my house. The house I saved for, fought for, bled for, and Patricia Vanderbilt is taking it from me. That night I sit in my garage, door closed, lights off. My drone sits on the workbench. I think about Patricia, her mansion, her illegal pool house, her 12 years of power. My phone buzzes, unknown number. Again, I almost don't answer, but something makes me. Hello, Mr. Mitchell, a woman's voice, nervous, scared. My name is Rebecca Torres. I live 3 streets over. I heard what Patricia's doing to you. How did you? Word spreads fast here. Everyone knows when Patricia targets someone. She takes a shaky breath. She did the same thing to us 2 years ago, fake violations, escalating fines. We fought back, hired lawyers. Spent $15,000. What happened? We lost, had to sell, lost $40,000 on the sale because she tanked our property value with liens. Rebecca's voice cracks. Please, Mr. Mitchell, be careful she doesn't stop. She never stops. She's destroyed 16 families. You're number 17. How many people has she done this to? More than 16, way more. Some paid, some left, some. She trails off. Just be careful. The line goes dead. I sit in the darkness. 16 families. Minimum, how long has this been happening? Why hasn't anyone fought back? I look at my drone, then I look at Patricia's house through my garage window, that illegal pool house, hidden in her backyard. Worth tens of thousands in code violations. She's counting on me being afraid, counting on me being alone, counting on me giving up. But Patricia Vanderbilt doesn't know who she's dealing with. I'm not a civilian who scares easy. I'm a combat operator who finds targets, and she just became my target. I don't sleep. Instead, I create a fake Facebook profile. Generic name, stock photo, join the Pinewood Estates community group. And I start reading, years of posts, complaints, arguments, desperate pleas. Can Patricia really fine us for this? HOA foreclosed on our neighbor over unpaid violations. Is there any way to fight back? It's all there. A decade of tyranny, documented by victims who had nowhere else to turn. I scroll deeper, find a post from 3 years ago. Patricia Vanderbilt reported our son's bike as abandoned property. She fined us $2,000. We're a single-income family. We can't pay this. Please help. The comments are heartbreaking. Just pay. It's not worth fighting. We tried to fight, lost everything. Get out while you can. I keep scrolling, find more names. More victims. Tom Breslin, contractor, fined for commercial vehicles, his work truck. Sarah Kimball, nurse, fined $5,000 for planting her dead mother's roses without approval. David Guerra, Army veteran, lost his house after Patricia reported his PTSD service dog as aggressive. These aren't criminals. They're teachers, nurses, veterans, firefighters, good people, destroyed by one woman with unchecked power. I start sending private messages. I'm fighting back against Patricia, want to help. The responses come fast. 12 people, all victims, all ready. We meet in my garage Wednesday night at 8 p.m. I wasn't sure anyone would show. But they come one by one, parking down the street, walking through shadows. Tom arrives first, late 40s, calloused hands, contractor's build. He shakes my hand. You're really doing this? Yeah, she destroyed my business. Reported my truck as a commercial vehicle. I had to park 3 blocks away for 2 years, lost clients, lost income. Sarah comes next, early 30s, scrubs still on, night shift nurse. She killed my mother's roses. Then she killed my savings account, $5,000 for planting flowers on my own property. David's last, mid-40s, military haircut, army veteran. He doesn't shake hands, just nods. She took my house. Reported my service dog, claimed he was dangerous. He's a PTSD support animal, never hurt anyone. The others file in 12 total, a teacher who was fined for unapproved holiday decorations, an electrician who lost his house over a work van, a retired couple who spent their savings fighting Patricia's violations. We stand in my garage, strangers bound by shared trauma. I lay out everything I've found. Patricia's illegal pool house. No permits, no inspections. Clear county code violation worth tens of thousands in fines. Tom leans in, studies my printouts. This is solid, but you need proof, physical proof. I have it, my drone footage. She banned drones, Sarah interrupts. You fly again, she'll fine you into bankruptcy. Then let her try, David shakes his head. She'll retaliate harder, that's what she does. She escalates until you break. I meet his eyes, veteran to veteran. What if we expose her harder than she can retaliate? The garage goes quiet. Tom speaks first. How? We document everything, every violation she's committed, every family she's destroyed, every illegal thing she's done. And we don't just report it to the county, we go public, media, news stations, social media. Sarah looks worried. That'll make her furious. Good, furious people make mistakes. I pull up my laptop. Show them what I've compiled. Property records showing Patricia's husband owns 7 foreclosed homes through a shell company. Meeting minutes showing rule changes with no community input. Financial records showing $600,000 in suspicious HOA transfers. Tom whistles low. This isn't just HOA abuse, this is fraud. It's RICO territory, David adds. Racketeering, I nod. But we need more, we need eyewitness testimony, documentation, evidence that can't be dismissed. And we need it fast, Sarah says, because once Patricia knows you're organizing people, she'll accelerate. She'll try to foreclose on your house before you can fight back. She's right, I have maybe 2 weeks, maybe less, so we move fast. I look at each of them. I'll get aerial footage of her property. Tom, can you identify the building code violations? Yeah, I can tell you everything she did wrong. Sarah, can you reach out to other victims, get their stories documented? I'll start tonight. David, I turn to him. Can you help me navigate the legal system, appeals, complaints? He nods. I know the process, I'll walk you through it. I take a breath. Okay, here's the plan. This Sunday, early morning, I fly my drone, document everything. Patricia will retaliate immediately, but that's what we want. We let her escalate, show her true nature, and then we bury her with evidence. The garage is silent. Finally, Tom extends his hand. I'm in, Sarah nods. Me too, David steps forward. Let's end this. One by one, they all agree. We're not just victims anymore, we're an army, and Patricia Vanderbilt is about to face a war she can't win. Sunday morning, 6:47 a.m. The neighborhood sleeps, streets empty. No cars, no witnesses, perfect. I'm in my backyard, drone controller in my hands, battery fully charged, camera settings optimized, flight path programmed. I'm wearing my Air Force utility jacket, name tape visible, squadron patch on the shoulder. If I'm going down, I'm going down as a service member, not a victim. Tom's position 3 streets over, binoculars, camera. He'll document Patricia's reaction. Sarah's monitoring the neighborhood Facebook group, ready to screenshot any posts. David's at his house, recording equipment ready. Backup plan if things go sideways. My phone buzzes. Text from Tom. Clear skies, winds low, go time. I power on the drone, the rotors spin. Quiet whir like a whisper, it lifts off my palm, rises above the fence line. Smooth, controlled, professional. I angle it toward Patricia's property. 3 streets away, 0.4 miles. My hands are steady, years of training, thousands of flight hours, but my heart's pounding. This is different from combat. In combat, the enemy is clear. The rules are defined. You know who's trying to kill you. Here, the enemy is a homeowners association president in a pink blazer, but the stakes feel just as real. The drone reaches Patricia's backyard. I'm at 380 feet, legal altitude. Clear airspace. I activate the recording, 4,000 video, 60 frames per second, GPS tagged, time-stamped. There it is, the pool house, massive structure, maybe 30 feet by 28 feet, new construction, fresh siding. Professional work, I circle slowly, capturing every angle. The foundation's visible, no inspection stickers, no permit boxes posted. Required by county code, I zoom in. The electrical box is surface mounted, that's wrong. Should be recessed, code violation. The roofline connects to the main house. That requires structural permits, none visible. I check the measurements using drone altimetry, 847 square feet. County law allows 200 square feet maximum for unpermitted accessory structures. This is a $60,000 illegal addition, but there's more. I pan the camera. Her pool has a new heating system, commercial grade. The exhaust vent points directly at her neighbor's bedroom window. Code violation, environmental hazard, her fence exceeds height restrictions, 7 feet in a zone capped at 6. Another violation. Her landscaping blocks a fire hydrant access point. Bushes grown over the clearance zone. Critical violation, fire safety issue. I'm documenting everything when movement catches my eye. Patricia's back door flies open, she storms out. Red bathrobe, blonde hair wild, no makeup. Face twisted with rage. She's spotted the drone, she's screaming. I can't hear her from 380 feet up, but I can read her body language, fury, absolute fury. She points at the drone, yelling at someone inside. Her husband appears, he's on his phone, calling someone, police, her attorney. I keep filming. Patricia runs into her yard, she's waving her arms, trying to, swat it down. The drone's 380 feet up, she can't touch it. But she's trying. She picks up a pool skimmer, holds it over her head like a spear. I capture every second. This is gold, pure, unfiltered evidence of her losing control. My phone buzzes, text from Tom, she's losing it, get the hell out of there. I have enough footage, more than enough, but then I see something else. Her pool house door is open, and inside, there are people, 2 women looking out, they seem scared. Who are they? I zoom in, the camera focuses. They're young, maybe early 20s, wearing cleaning uniforms. Workers, undocumented workers maybe. Patricia's using illegal labor for her illegal construction. That's another violation. Federal offense, I capture it. Then I bank the drone hard right. Full speed retreat, time to go. The drone races back toward my property, 45 mph, wind resistance minimal. I'm landing it in my backyard when I hear tires screeching. I look up. A black Mercedes speeding down my street. It skids to a stop in front of my house. Patricia explodes out of the driver's side, still in her bathrobe, hair wild. Face red, she's coming. I pocket the drone. Grab the SD card, slip it into my jacket, then I walk to my front door. She's already there, pounding, fists hammering the wood, bang, bang, bang. Open this door. Open it now. I take a breath, then I open it. Patricia's standing there, barely coherent, shaking with rage. You violated MY privacy, you spied on MY property, I'm calling the police. I keep my voice calm, level. I documented code violations from navigable airspace. Completely legal, First Amendment protected activity. You think you're smart? You think your little military background makes YOU special? She's screaming now, spit flying. Face crimson, neighbors are coming out, doors opening, people watching, Tom's filming from his truck, Sarah's recording from her phone across the street, David's walking up my driveway, backup arriving. I've destroyed better people than you, Patricia shrieks. I'll take your house, I'll take everything. I don't flinch. You built an 847 square foot structure without permits, that's a county code violation. Potential fine of $150 per day, retroactive to construction start. That's about $32,000 and counting. Her eyes go wide. For the first time, she looks scared. You have no proof. I hold up my phone, 4,000 video, time-stamped, GPS tagged. I also documented your illegal pool heating system, your fence height violation, and your obstruction of fire hydrant access. I pause. Want me to keep going? Patricia lunges forward, actually lunges, like she's going to hit me. Tom steps between us, phone recording. That's assault on camera. Sarah appears on my left, also recording, David on my right. 12 other victims emerging from cars, from houses, surrounding my property, witnesses, all of them. Patricia looks around, trapped, cornered, her perfect control shattered. You'll regret this, she whispers, then she runs. Actually runs back to her Mercedes, bathrobe flapping, door slams, tires screech, she's gone. I stand on my porch, breathing hard. Tom claps my shoulder. Got it all every second. Sarah's smiling. She just assaulted you on camera. In front of 20 witnesses. David nods. That's game over for her. But I know better. Patricia doesn't give up, she doubles down, and this war, it's just beginning. I thought Patricia would back down, I was wrong. She goes nuclear. Within 24 hours, I receive an email. Official HOA letterhead. Emergency community meeting, mandatory attendance Thursday, 7 p.m. Community Center RE. Security threat and community safety violation. Security threat. She's calling me a security threat. Tom calls me. You see the email? Yeah, she's setting you up. This is a trap, I know. You still going? Absolutely. Thursday comes, I arrive at the community center at 6:55 p.m. The parking lot's packed. Every homeowner in Pinewood Estates is here. 70 people, maybe more. I walk inside, the room set up like a courtroom, folding chairs in rows, a table at the front for the HOA board. Patricia sits center, blonde bob perfect again, pink blazer, white blouse, full makeup. She looks composed, deadly. Like the last 3 days never happened. Carol and Brad flank her, the other board members her enforcers. I take a seat in the back. Tom sits beside me, Sarah on my other side, David behind us. Our alliance ready. Patricia stands. Calls the meeting to order. Thank you all for coming. We're here to discuss a serious threat to our community. Mr. Jake Mitchell has been conducting illegal surveillance, harassing board members, and organizing a conspiracy to undermine HOA authority. Gasps ripple through the crowd. She clicks a remote, a projector activates. Photos of my drone appear on the screen, close-ups, zoomed shots. This device has been used to invade privacy, violate our rules, and terrorize your HOA president in her own home. More gasps. People turning to look at me. I stay calm, silent, let her dig her own grave. Mr. Mitchell flew this drone over private property without consent, recording video of families, children, backyards, pools, lies every word. He's also been organizing secret meetings, recruiting homeowners to destabilize the HOA to create chaos. She pulls up another slide, screenshots of our Facebook messages. She's been monitoring us. This is conspiracy. This is harassment. This is a threat to everything Pinewood Estates represents. The room's silent, tension thick. Patricia looks directly at me. I'm proposing an emergency vote. We will authorize a $25,000 special assessment on Mr. Mitchell's property for legal fees associated with his harassment, and we will pursue foreclosure if he doesn't pay within 30 days. The room explodes. Voices, arguments, shock. $25,000 due in 30 days or lose my house. I stand up. That's retaliation. It's illegal. Sit down. Patricia's voice cracks like a whip. You don't have the floor. This is a kangaroo court. Security. Two men move toward me. HOA hired security. Rent-a-cops. Tom stands. He has a right to speak. Not without being recognized by the chair. Patricia's smile is ice. Now sit down. I sit, but my jaws clench so hard my teeth hurt. All in favor of the special assessment? Hands go up, slowly at first, then more. Older residents, Patricia's friends, people who fear her. I count 38. 39, 40. I need 45 votes against to block it. 41, 42, 43. Sarah stands. This is illegal retaliation. You're violating fair housing laws. Noted. All opposed. A few hands, not enough. The motion passes. Patricia looks directly at me. Her smile is victory. You have 30 days, Mr. Mitchell. $25,000. Pay up or get out. The meeting adjourns. People file out. Some avoid eye contact. Others whisper. Sympathetic looks but no action. I walk to my truck. Hands shaking. Tom follows. What do we do now? I stare at the community center. Patricia's inside, celebrating her win. We go nuclear. What does that mean? I turn to him. It means we don't just expose her, we destroy her legally, completely, no mercy. David appears. You have a plan? Yeah, we find a real attorney. Not some local guy who's afraid of HOAs. We find someone who fights. Sarah pulls out her phone. I know someone, Jennifer Corso, civil rights attorney. She's taken on HOAs before, won big cases. Call her. Tonight we drive home. My phone won't stop buzzing. Texts, emails, most are from neighbors apologizing, saying they wanted to vote against Patricia but were scared. One text stands out. Unknown number. She's coming for you. Leave while you can. I don't respond. I'm not leaving. I'm not running. Patricia Vanderbilt declared war, and I'm about to show her what war really looks like. I don't sleep. I'm back in operator mode. Target locked. Mission clear. Destroy Patricia Vanderbilt. Legally, completely, permanently, my kitchen table becomes command center. Laptop, documents, coffee, no rest. I start pulling county records, property transfers, tax assessments. Meeting minutes going back 15 years. And the pattern emerges. It's worse than I thought. Patricia hasn't just been collecting fines, she's been using foreclosures to acquire properties. I find 7 homes in Pinewood Estates. All foreclosed in the last decade, all now owned by Pinewood Holdings LLC. I trace the company registration, state corporate database. Registered agent Richard Vanderbilt, Patricia's husband. The scheme clicks into place. Patricia issues impossible violations. Families can't pay, fines escalate, HOA forecloses, then Pinewood Holdings LLC buys the homes at auction, pennies on the dollar, they rent them out or flip them, pure profit. I pull the numbers, 7 properties. Average purchase price at foreclosure, $180,000. Average market value, $340,000. Net profit per property, $160,000. Times 7 properties, $1,120,000, over $1 million. This isn't HOA enforcement, it's organized theft. I compile everything. Create a spreadsheet, property addresses, foreclosure dates, purchase prices, current ownership. Then I cross-reference with HOA violation records. Every foreclosed property had the same pattern, minor violations, escalating fines. Threats from Patricia. Legal action, foreclosure, and every family gone, destroyed, no recourse. I sit back, stare at the screen. This is RICO territory, racketeering, conspiracy, wire fraud, federal crimes. Tom arrives at 7 a.m. I didn't sleep, he brings coffee. You look like hell. Found something. I turn the laptop toward him. He reads, his face goes pale. Jesus Christ, she's been stealing homes for 10 years minimum. We need a lawyer. A real one? Tom nods. Sarah said Jennifer Corso, civil rights attorney, offices downtown. Call her now. We meet Jennifer Corso Tuesday morning. Her office is small, professional, walls covered with case plaques. Victories against corporations. Government entities, HOAs, she's mid-40s, sharp eyes, no-nonsense energy. We lay out everything. The violations, the foreclosures, the shell company, the illegal construction. The pattern. Jennifer listens. Takes notes, asks questions. Finally, she leans back, studies us. This is bigger than HOA abuse. This is systematic fraud, racketeering. If we can prove intentional conspiracy, we can pierce the corporate veil. Sue Patricia personally. Criminally refer her to the FBI. My pulse quickens. Can we win? With this evidence, we can destroy her. Jennifer's smile is sharp. But it takes time, discovery, depositions, trial prep, 6 months minimum. Maybe a year. I have 23 days before they foreclose on my house. We'll file an emergency injunction, freeze all foreclosure proceedings pending investigation. What if the HOA fights it? They will. But judges hate HOA abuse, especially when there's evidence of fraud. We'll get the injunction. Tom leans forward. What do you need from us? Everything, documents, testimony, witnesses. I need every victim willing to testify. Every piece of evidence you can find. Sarah pulls out her phone. I have 12 families ready to talk, more coming forward every day. Jennifer nods. Good, start documenting their stories, written statements, photos. Financial records showing damages. David speaks up. What about criminal charges? That's FBI jurisdiction, but we can make a referral. If there's evidence of wire fraud, mail fraud, or conspiracy, they'll investigate. I hand her the SD card. This has footage of her illegal construction, time-stamped, GPS tagged. Jennifer takes it. Perfect. This is smoking gun evidence for county code violations. We'll use it as leverage. She stands, extends her hand. We're going to war. Are you ready? I shake her hand, firm grip. I've been ready. We leave her office. Tom, Sarah, David, and I stand on the sidewalk. This is really happening, Sarah says quietly. Yeah, I look at them, my alliance. My army. Patricia thought she could crush me, intimidate me, make me disappear like the others. She doesn't know who she's dealing with, David adds. Tom grins. She's about to find out. We split up, each with assignments. Sarah contacts victims. Tom documents code violations. David organizes legal filings. I drive home. My phone buzzes. Email from Patricia. Subject, final notice, payment overdue. I open it. Payment of $25,000 is now 3 days overdue. Foreclosure proceedings will begin in 21 days. Legal fees have been added to your balance. Total due, $28,750. This is your final warning. Pay immediately or face immediate legal action. 21 days, 3 weeks until she tries to take my house. But she doesn't know what's coming. The injunction, the lawsuit, the FBI referral. The media exposure. I text Jennifer, file everything now. Her response comes immediately, already drafting. Courthouse opens tomorrow, we strike first. I set my phone down, walk to my window. Patricia's house is visible in the distance. That colonial fortress, that illegal empire. She thinks she's won, she thinks I'm beaten. But the war isn't over, it's just beginning. And Patricia Vanderbilt is about to learn what happens when you attack a combat operator. You get eliminated. Jennifer files the injunction Wednesday morning. Emergency motion to freeze all HOA foreclosure proceedings. Pending investigation into fraud and racketeering. By noon, Patricia gets served. Court order. Hearing scheduled for next week. But I'm not waiting, I make a decision. If Patricia wants war in the courts, she'll get it. But she'll also get war in the court of public opinion. I reach out to Channel 7 local news. Investigative unit. Amanda Price, reporter. She's built a career exposing corruption, government fraud, corporate abuse. I send her everything. The drone footage, the financial records, the victim testimonies. She calls within an hour. Mr. Mitchell, this is huge. Can you get me interviews? With who? Everyone, you, the victims, and Patricia. If she'll talk, she won't. Even better, we ambush her. 2 days later, Channel 7 runs the story, prime time. Thursday night, 6 p.m. news. HOA horror, local president accused of using foreclosures to steal homes. The segment opens with aerial shots of Pinewood Estates, peaceful neighborhood, American dream, then Amanda's voice, serious. Controlled, but behind these white picket fences lies a decade-long scheme of fraud, intimidation, and theft. Cut to me, standing on my lawn, drone in hand. I'm wearing my Air Force dress uniform, medals visible, name tape clear. Amanda interviews me. Mr. Mitchell, you served this country for 12 years. You flew combat missions overseas. What happened when you came home? I got targeted by my HOA president for flying a legal drone in my own yard. She fined me $500, then $1,000. Then she organized a vote to charge me $25,000, and when I investigated why, I found something worse. Cut to my drone footage. Patricia's illegal pool house. Clear violations, time-stamped, documented. She's been hiding illegal construction, and when I exposed it, she tried to destroy me. Cut to Sarah, the nurse, sitting in her living room, tears streaming. Patricia took my mother's roses. My mother planted them before she died. They were all I had left. Patricia called them unauthorized landscaping. Fined me $5,000. I couldn't pay. She foreclosed. I lost my house. Cut to Tom, the contractor. She reported my work truck as a commercial vehicle violation. I'm a contractor. That truck feeds my family. She fined me until I had to sell. Cut to David, the veteran. I survived Afghanistan, tour in combat zones. I came home with PTSD, got a service dog. Patricia reported him as dangerous, unleashed, aggressive. He was on my own property. She destroyed me over a dog that saved my life. The interviews are devastating, real people, real pain, real loss. Then Amanda confronts Patricia. The camera crew shows up at her house. Unannounced. Patricia answers the door. Pink blazer, blonde hair perfect. Lipstick fresh. Amanda doesn't waste time. Miss Vanderbilt, residents claim you've been using HOA violations to fraudulently foreclose on homes. What's your response? Patricia's face hardens. This is slander. My attorney will be in touch. County records show you and your husband own 7 foreclosed properties through an LLC. Can you explain? Patricia's face goes white. She looks at the camera, then at Amanda. I have no comment. Residents say you've destroyed 16 families. Patricia slams the door, hard. The camera captures it. The sound echoes. Amanda turns to the camera. Miss Vanderbilt refused to answer questions. But the evidence speaks for itself. Cut to my drone footage again, the illegal construction, the code violations. An Air Force veteran tried to expose corruption, and his HOA president tried to take his home. The segment ends with Amanda's direct address. If you're in an HOA facing similar abuse, contact our investigative unit. This story isn't over. The story airs, then it explodes. 400,000 views online in 24 hours, then 1 million. National outlets pick it up. CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. HOA president accused of decade-long fraud scheme. Patricia Vanderbilt becomes the most hated woman in America. Her Facebook page floods with comments. Thousands, tens of thousands, you're a monster. You deserve prison. How do you sleep at night? Her photo becomes a meme. Karen final boss, shared millions of times. I watch the firestorm from my living room. My phone rings nonstop. CNN wants an interview. Good Morning America, Fox News, The Today Show, but the best call comes Friday afternoon. Mr. Mitchell, this is Inspector Grant with the County Code Enforcement Office. We've reviewed your footage. We're opening a full investigation into Miss Vanderbilt's property, and we're issuing an immediate stop work order. What about the HOA foreclosures? We're putting a hold on all foreclosure actions pending our review. Your property is safe. I close my eyes, relief floods through me. The $25,000 assessment, frozen, the foreclosure stopped, Patricia's power shattered. But I'm not done, not even close. Because the county investigation is just the beginning. The FBI, they're next. The dominoes fall fast. Monday morning, county inspectors arrive at Patricia's property, 3 trucks, 8 inspectors. They swarm her backyard, measuring. Photographing, documenting. I watch from my truck parked down the street. Tom beside me, Sarah filming on her phone. Patricia stands on her patio, arms crossed, face pale. No pink blazer today, just a gray sweater. She looks small. The inspectors spend 4 hours. When they leave, they post notices on her door. Red tags, stop work orders, violation citations. Tom zooms in with his camera, reads the tags, holy hell. They found everything. The illegal pool house, unpermitted electrical work, code violations on 6 different structures, fence height, pool heating system, fire hydrant obstruction. Total fines $87,000 due immediately. But it gets worse for Patricia. Wednesday, the state attorney general announces an investigation. Press conference, state capitol. We've received credible allegations of HOA fraud in Pinewood Estates. We're launching a comprehensive investigation into systematic foreclosure abuse. Forensic accountants descend on HOA records, bank statements, property transfers, shell company transactions. They trace every dollar. Every foreclosure, every property acquisition. The evidence is overwhelming. Patricia and Richard Vanderbilt used Pinewood Holdings LLC to steal homes, fraudulent violations, escalating fines, forced foreclosures. Below-market purchases. Total profit $940,000. Criminal charges filed 2 weeks later. Wire fraud, racketeering, theft by deception, conspiracy, federal offenses, maximum sentences. 20 years per count. Patricia is arrested on a Tuesday morning. 6:47 a.m. I'm not there, but the news helicopters are, live footage, federal agents, black subs, raid jackets. They walk Patricia out of her colonial mansion in handcuffs. No pink blazer, no perfect blonde bob, no makeup. She's wearing an orange jumpsuit, hair limp, face blank, she looks broken. The footage goes viral, again, millions of views. HOA Karen gets arrested, Richard gets arrested an hour later, at his law office. Same charges, both held without bail, flight risk. The trial takes 6 months, I testify. Day 3 of prosecution, Amanda Price is there. Cameras rolling, courtroom packed. The prosecutor walks me through everything. The violations, the threats, the drone footage, I present the evidence, the illegal construction, the shell company, the pattern of foreclosures. Patricia sits at the defense table, staring straight ahead, no emotion. Her attorney tries to discredit me. Mr. Mitchell, isn't it true you violated HOA rules? I operated a legal drone within federal guidelines. But you violated community standards. Community standards don't supersede federal law. The attorney pivots. You had a vendetta against Miss Vanderbilt. I had evidence of crimes, there's a difference. Judge sustains, attorney backs down, Sarah testifies, Tom, David, 37 other families, each one devastating, real stories, real loss. Real pain, the prosecution presents financial evidence. Spreadsheets, bank records, property transfers, pattern of fraud, systematic theft, criminal enterprise. Defense tries to claim it was legal HOA enforcement. Jury doesn't buy it, deliberation takes 4 hours, guilty, all counts. Patricia shows no reaction. Richard drops his head, sentencing comes 6 weeks later, I'm there, front row. Tom, Sarah, David beside me. Judge reads the sentence. Miss Vanderbilt, you abused a position of trust, you exploited homeowners, you destroyed families, you stole homes through systematic fraud. Patricia stands, hands clasped, face pale. 8 years in federal prison. $1.2 million in restitution. All foreclosed properties returned to original owners. Patricia closes her eyes. Her attorney touches her arm. Mr. Vanderbilt, you enabled and profited from this scheme. 6 years federal prison, joint restitution. Court adjourns, marshals lead them away. Patricia walks past me, our eyes meet for 1 second, no words, just recognition. She knows she lost, completely. Outside the courthouse, media swarms. Amanda Price interviews me. Mr. Mitchell, how do you feel? Relieved, but this isn't about revenge, it's about justice. 37 families got their homes back. Hundreds more are protected. What's next for you? I'm going home, flying my drone, living my life. The interview airs that night, goes viral again, but the story doesn't end there because Patricia's conviction changes everything. The state legislature takes notice. HOA reform becomes a priority, and 3 months later they pass new legislation. The Homeowner Protection Act. Open elections required, financial audits mandatory. Violation fines capped, appeals process streamlined, and homeowners can sue board members personally for abuse of power. The law is nicknamed Jake's Law in the media. I didn't ask for that, but I'll take it. Because 37 families are whole again. And Patricia Vanderbilt, she's in a federal prison cell. Blonde hair now gray, orange jumpsuit instead of pink blazer. I never visit, never gloat, never celebrate her suffering. I didn't do this for revenge, I did it for justice. And sometimes in a world that feels broken, justice actually wins. 6 weeks after sentencing, I'm standing in my backyard, drone controller in my hands, clear blue sky above. The drone lifts off. Smooth, silent, free, no violation notices, no threats, no Patricia, just flight. I angle it over the neighborhood. Pinewood Estates looks different now. Peaceful, quiet, the way it should be. Tom's house, he's got his work truck in the driveway again. No fines, no fear. Sarah's place, her mother's roses are blooming, replanted. Beautiful. David's home, his service dog plays in the yard, safe, protected. 37 families returned. Properties restored, lives rebuilt. I land the drone, walk inside. My kitchen table is clear now. No documents, no evidence, no war plans, just normal life. But my phone rings, it's Jennifer Corso. Jake, got some news. The restitution payments started processing. Every victim is getting compensated, full market value of their losses. That's incredible. Also, 3 more HOAs in the state are under investigation. Your case opened floodgates. People are coming forward everywhere. I sit down, take that in. One fight, one drone, one refusal to back down, and the ripple effects are changing the system. There's one more thing, Jennifer continues. The County Planning Commission wants you to speak. They're drafting new HOA oversight regulations. They want your input. I'm not a lawyer, you're a whistleblower, a veteran who fought corruption. That's worth more than any law degree. I agree to speak. 2 weeks later, I'm standing in front of the commission. County building, hearing room packed, victims, advocates, journalists, cameras. I wear my Air Force dress uniform again. Medals, name tape, squadron patch, I step to the microphone. I'm not a lawyer, I'm a drone pilot, but I learned something important fighting Patricia Vanderbilt. The room is silent. Tyranny doesn't always come from foreign enemies. Sometimes it comes from people in blazers at HOA meetings, people who hide behind rules to commit crimes. Heads nod, people lean forward. Patricia Vanderbilt destroyed 16 families minimum, maybe more. She stole homes. Ruined lives, and she did it because nobody stopped her. I pause, look around the room, but she's not unique. There are thousands of HOAs across America with unchecked power, board members who abuse authority, residents with no recourse. I lay out recommendations, transparency, accountability, limits on fines, fast-track appeals, personal liability for board members. The commission listens, takes notes, asks questions. 3 months later, they pass sweeping reforms. HOAs must hold open elections annually. Financial audits required. Violation fines capped at $500 maximum. Appeals within 30 days. And board members can be sued personally for abuse. The reforms pass 9-0. Media calls it Jake's Law, I call it common sense, but the name sticks. National outlets cover it. HOA reform becomes a movement. Other states start drafting similar legislation. One veteran, one drone, one fight changed the system. I return to normal life, work my Air Force job, fly drones, mow my lawn, but I'm different now, harder, wiser. Less willing to accept injustice. And Pinewood Estates is different too. New HOA board elected, transparent, democratic, fair. First act, they pass a resolution. The Jake Mitchell Whistleblower Protection Act. Any homeowner who exposes HOA corruption gets protected from retaliation. Violations dismissed. Legal fees covered. The neighborhood throws a barbecue to celebrate, everyone invited. Tom brings his family, Sarah her kids, David his service dog. We stand in the park, grilling, talking, laughing, normal people. Living normal lives without fear. Rebecca Torres approaches me, the woman who warned me months ago. Thank you, she says quietly. You saved us all. I shake my head. I just refuse to quit. That's what saved us. She walks away. I stand there, plate of food in hand. Tom claps my shoulder. You did it, man. You actually did it. We did it, all of us. Sarah raises her drink. To justice, we toast. David adds, to standing your ground. Another toast. The sun sets over Pinewood Estates. Golden light, American flag waving in the breeze. This is what I fought for overseas. This moment, this peace, this freedom. Not from foreign enemies, but from domestic tyrants who abuse power. I fly my drone one more time as the sun sets, rising high, free, unchallenged, exactly as it should be. And somewhere in a federal prison cell, Patricia Vanderbilt sits in orange. Blonde hair gray, power gone, she thought she was untouchable, she learned otherwise, justice won. 1 year later, I'm sitting in a congressional hearing room. Washington, D.C., Subcommittee on Housing and Urban Development. They're holding hearings on HOA reform legislation, national level, federal oversight, consumer protections. And they invited me to testify. I fly in on a Tuesday, stay in a hotel near the Capitol. Can't sleep, too surreal. Wednesday morning, 9 a.m., hearing begins. I'm seated at a witness table, microphone in front of me. Name placard, Jake Mitchell, USAF whistleblower. Cameras everywhere, C-SPAN broadcasting live. The chairman gavels the session open. Mr. Mitchell, thank you for being here. Can you tell us what happened in Pinewood Estates? I take a breath. Then I tell the story, the drone, the violations, Patricia's threats, the investigation, the fraud, the criminal prosecution. I speak for 20 minutes, the room is silent. When I finish, questions begin. Mr. Mitchell, how many families were affected? 37 confirmed, likely more we haven't found. What was the total financial damage? Over $940,000 stolen through fraudulent foreclosures. Plus emotional trauma, bankruptcy, destroyed credit, families torn apart. What reforms do you recommend? I lean into the microphone. Federal oversight, HOAs manage billions in homeowner assets. But there's zero federal regulation. Board members have unchecked power, homeowners have no rights. I outline proposals, mandatory financial audits, criminal background checks for board members, caps on fines and fees, fast appeals processes, federal enforcement mechanisms. The committee takes notes, asks follow-ups. A congresswoman from California speaks. Mr. Mitchell, you risked everything to fight back, your home, your savings, your safety. Why? I think about that, really think. Because tyranny unchecked becomes normal. Patricia Vanderbilt destroyed families for a decade. Nobody stopped her. I refuse to be number 17. What would you say to homeowners facing similar abuse right now? Document everything. Find allies, don't fight alone, and use the legal system. It works if you're persistent. The hearing lasts 4 hours. Other witnesses testify, HOA victims from across America. Similar stories, different villains, same pattern of abuse. By the end, the chairman makes a commitment. We will draft federal HOA reform legislation, the Jake Mitchell Act, to protect homeowners nationwide. 6 months later, the bill passes House and Senate, bipartisan support. President signs it into law. The Jake Mitchell Homeowner Protection Act becomes federal law. HOAs must register with HUD. Annual financial audits mandatory. Violation fines capped at $250 without court approval. Homeowners get appeal rights, criminal penalties for board members who commit fraud, national reform, because one veteran refused to back down. I'm invited to the signing ceremony. White House, Rose Garden. I stand behind the president as he signs, surrounded by other victims, other advocates, cameras flash, history made. Afterward, reporters swarm. Mr. Mitchell, how does it feel knowing you changed federal law? It feels like justice, but this isn't about me. It's about 37 families in Pinewood Estates and millions of homeowners nationwide who deserve protection. What's next for you? I'm going home, back to my normal life, flying drones, serving my country, living free. I fly home that night, back to Pinewood Estates. Drive through my neighborhood, everything looks the same, but everything's different. No fear, no tyranny, just neighbors living peacefully. I pull into my driveway, walk to my backyard. My drone sits on the workbench, ready, waiting. I power it on. Launch it into the evening sky. It rises above my house, above the trees, above the neighborhood, free, unlimited, unchallenged. This is what freedom looks like, not just the absence of conflict, but the presence of justice. Patricia Vanderbilt sits in federal prison, 3 more years on her sentence. She'll be released eventually. But her power is gone, her empire destroyed, her legacy one of corruption and defeat. I never think about her. Never celebrate her suffering, because this was never about revenge. It was about standing your ground, fighting for what's right, refusing to be victim number 17. And sometimes when good people fight back, evil loses. My phone buzzes. Text from Tom, barbecue this weekend, your place, whole neighborhood coming, you're the guest of honor. I smile, text back, I'll bring the drone footage. Because this story isn't just mine anymore. It belongs to everyone who's ever felt powerless, who's ever faced injustice, who's ever wondered if fighting back is worth it. The answer is yes, always yes. Stand your ground, fight smart, never quit, and justice will win. 2 years after Patricia's arrest, I'm standing at Pinewood Estates Community Park. Saturday afternoon, warm sun, clear sky, the neighborhood threw a celebration. Second annual Freedom Day, commemorating the day Patricia got arrested. The day tyranny ended, families everywhere. Kids playing, music, food, laughter. Tom's manning the grill, Sarah's organizing games, David's with his service dog, both happy and healthy. Rebecca Torres approaches me, she's smiling, confident. Different from the scared woman who warned me years ago. Jake, thank you again. I say it every time I see you, but I mean it. You don't have to keep thanking me. Yes, I do. You gave us our lives back. She walks away. Joins her family, they're whole, happy, free. I watch the crowd, 37 families, all restored, all here. These aren't victims anymore. They're survivors, winners, free people. The new HOA president approaches. Her name is Maria. Elected fairly, transparent, serves the community, not herself. Jake, we want to do something, present you with a plaque, honor your service. That's not necessary, please let us. I agree, because they need this, the closure, the recognition. Maria calls everyone together. The crowd gathers. She presents a bronze plaque. In honor of Jake Mitchell, veteran, whistleblower hero who stood his ground when others could not. Applause erupts, not just polite clapping. Real appreciation, gratitude, love. I accept the plaque, hold it, feel the weight, then I speak. This doesn't belong to me, it belongs to every person who refused to quit. Tom, Sarah, David, all 37 families, you fought too. You stood together, more applause. Patricia Vanderbilt thought power came from fear, from control, from rules she could weaponize. But real power comes from standing your ground, from fighting for what's right. From never backing down. The crowd is silent, listening. She destroyed families for a decade because nobody stopped her. But when we stood together, she fell, not through violence, not through revenge, through law, through evidence. Through justice. I look around, at the families, the kids, the neighborhood. This is what freedom looks like, not the absence of rules, but the presence of fairness, accountability, justice. I hold up the plaque. This belongs to all of us. Because we prove something important. Good people can win, evil can be defeated, justice can prevail. The applause is deafening, people stand cheering, some crying. I step down, Tom hugs me, Sarah too. David shakes my hand, military respect between veterans. Later, as the sun sets, I walk to my house. Grab my drone, return to the park, everyone's still there, watching. I launch it. The drone rises into the golden light. Smooth. Silent, beautiful, it climbs higher, higher, above the trees, above the houses, above the neighborhood, free, completely free. I fly it in wide circles, capturing the moment, the families, the celebration, the victory. This is why I fought. Not for revenge, not for money, not for fame, for this moment, this freedom, this justice. The drone descends, I land it in my palm, the crowd applauds again, I walk home. The celebration continues behind me, music, laughter, life. Inside my house, I set the drone on my workbench. Power it down, my phone buzzes, email from Jennifer Corso. Jake, 3 more states just passed HOA reform based on your case. The movement's growing. You started something bigger than you know. I smile, close my phone. This was never about me. It was about proving that ordinary people can fight extraordinary corruption and win. Patricia Vanderbilt sits in federal prison. 18 months left on her sentence. She'll be released eventually, but she'll never have power again. Her empire is dust. Her legacy is shame. Her name is a cautionary tale. I walk to my window, look out at Pinewood Estates. Lights in every house, families safe, lives restored, freedom protected. This is what victory looks like, not vengeance, not destruction, just justice, fair, complete, permanent. I grab a beer, sit on my porch, watch the stars emerge. Tomorrow I'll go back to work, fly military drones, serve my country, live my life, but tonight I celebrate because good people stood together, fought corruption, won against impossible odds, and changed the system forever. If you're in an HOA facing abuse right now, remember this: you're not alone. Document everything. Find allies, fight smart, use the law, never quit, because tyranny only wins when good people stay silent. Stand your ground. Justice is possible. I'm living proof. And if this story inspired you, drop a comment below. Tell me where you're watching from. Share your own HOA story. Let's build a community of people who refuse to be victims. Because your voice matters, your story matters, and together we can keep fighting for justice. So comment right now. I read every single one. Let's keep this movement growing. Don't just watch, participate. Your comment could inspire the next person to stand their ground. Do it now.